How's it going? Yeah, we're with this guy again, and yes, don't mind the banny. But you know, doing a culinary life, you gotta keep hair because no one likes hair in their food. It's gross.
I gotta put my hair back now?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh,
Someone told me this shit.
You knew this!
No.
And where's your hat?
Where's my hat? Fuck off with the hat!
I'm not doing this.
I'm
until
not
you put
putting
on
the hat on!
You're putting the hat on.
Why do I have to put the hat on?
Because it's the hat.
Bitch, I ain't getting paid for this!
I will give you a spatula.
And do what with it? Fuck off with that, alright? Fucking worst ass fucking Swedish chef impression of bullshit.
Oh, come on, it's funny as that.
You're lucky I like you.
Yeah, you're lucky I like you too.
Fuck off, alright. Anyway, so what we're
Hi,
doing,
guys.
we're doing this, what is it, chicken curry.
Homemade chicken curry that is not going to break your bank. It's the Cheater Man's curry.
Cheater Man's curry.
Yes.
No.
Without using a jar. No jar.
Yes. Yeah, no fucking jar. Fuck
No
that
jar
shit.
stuff. No fucking
no,
jar.
No, fuck that. No. Right,
No jar stuff.
Yeah, we're not doing the jar shit. So, now we've been marinating the chicken for how long now?
About 45 minutes.
For 45 minutes. Okay, so here you go. So we chopped up a bunch of chicken breasts.
We'll show you guys how it's done.
We did that, and we're gonna do that in a second. Put all the marinades, all the fucking ingredients. We're gonna tell you what we fucking put in there, so we good.
I thought I was supposed to be the Canadian female Gordon Ramsay. You're swearing more than I am.
Listen, have we fucking met? She wanted the fat asshole guy to fucking do this live with her, and now she's bitching about me swearing. Like, fuck
He
off.
offered.
Alright, yeah. So anyway, here we go.
Okay.
So
we're gonna do this.
switch the camera on. Give me that.
Mind the mess.
And
Sorry.
then, fuck
We're
mine.
like we're doing some decluttering here.
Wow.
Okay, so as you guys can see, please excuse the wine because of course you have to have wine when you're cooking if you want to. So as you guys can see, I've got a whole bunch of boneless, skinless chicken breast in here with the seasonings, which I will definitely give you guys the recipes for that. And I cannot stress enough that you want your meat to be at room temperature before you cook it. Otherwise, it'll seize up and it'll get really tough. You don't want that. So I'm going to show you what we did here. We're going to go into the magic cupboard. Ta-da! So we use this stuff. I'm addicted to this stuff. This stuff is amazing. You see that?
It's Himalayan pink salt with black pepper and garlic, correct?
Exactly.
There you go.
And it is absolutely freaking delicious. We got lemon in here. We've got a little bit of white cooking wine. This is a sherry, but I used the white cooking wine in here. About a quarter of a cup for it. We got a little bit of Maggi seasoning. Yes, I'm learning to tone back on this. I love this stuff. It's so good. Lots of sodium, though. So if you got, like, sodium issues, don't use it. And you don't really need to. But it's good.
Mm.
Okay. And then we've got Uncle Ben's Bistro Express Basmati rice. Okay, so what you're going to want to do with this stuff is amazing. It's really, really good. And you just want to break it up. And for this size of a pack, because they have other ones that are like half
the size, yeah.
the size, you want to put this in for about 2.5 minutes in the microwave after you do. If I can get it open.
Don't do it.
There we go. After you do this, okay? And you only want to open it up this much so the steam can come out and it'll be good. But you got to make sure that you break it up first, okay? So we got 2 of those. Now we're doing a birthday dinner today, which is awesome. But, so here, ta-da! Here is a boneless, skinless chicken breast. Most of the fat has been trimmed. You want to leave just a tiny little bit, but not a lot on it. And then it is seasoned with the pink Himalayan sea salt mixture and a little bit of lemon and herbs. And that's all you need. Now, if you want to use like real lemon and whatnot, that's totally cool. This is just a way to like make it really quick, simple, and easy. If you want to get more creative with it, you can definitely do so. If you want to remove the meats and add vegetables, these are my favorite frozen vegetables. I do like fresh veg, for sure. But like I said, quick, easy, snappy. Green Giant, as far as I'm concerned, this is the best. But that's just my opinion. You can make your own judgment as you go. So, excuse me. What you want to do, so this has already been trimmed. It's been seasoning. So you just want to go and you're going to cut it up. Make sure your knife is good and sharp. So you get nice clean lines. Okay, and you're going to cut it up like this. That's actually part of chicken tenderloin. Boneless, skinless chicken meat. Yep, chicken tenderloin. It's the tenderest part of the chicken. Okay. And then you just cut it into chunks. Okay. Let it sit while you're doing the seasoning and stuff like that. Let it sit. This is nice room temperature right now. We're going to make that a little bit smaller. Now, we picked up 6 boneless chicken, or boneless skinless chicken breasts. And I got to tell you, the last time I did this recipe was last week. And I picked up 4 boneless skinless chicken breasts. Easily fed 6 people. Easily. And it only cost me $50 for everything. Right? So it's not going to be... It's been a stressful day. It's not going to break your bank. There we go. Now, of course, wash your hands. And yes, I'm using a ladle because this is going to help mix the mixture in.
So what did you put in the actual curry itself to marinate the chicken in?
So, I have been working on this recipe. Excuse the banging. We're going to go like this. Sorry guys, 1 second. So, I have been working on this recipe now for a number of years. And there was always something missing. I figured it out. So, we've got... 1 second. Eddie?
Mm-hmm.
So, we minced garlic. This is like pureed ginger. This is what was missing. Okay, so for this recipe, for the amount of people, because we're feeding 5 people today. It's a birthday. Happy birthday, Jody! You want a heaping tablespoon or teaspoon, and then half a teaspoon more, okay, of the ginger. You want 2 heaping tablespoons of minced garlic, or if you want to use fresh garlic, you're going to use 3 cloves. Mince them up, crush them up, make sure they're fine. Put it in. 2.5 heaping teaspoons of curry powder. A bit of lemon juice. Diced tomatoes. And a can of garlic tomato paste. And then you want to use a little bit of cooking wine. Now this is a sherry. For this particular recipe, I highly recommend using white cooking wine. This brand is phenomenal. Okay, I love it. Salt. Sea salt is the best because the regular table salt is just it's too much. And fresh cracked black pepper. That's it. So there's no coconut milk in here. There's no cream in here. I actually got the inspiration for this dish when I was living in Germany, and we had this thing there called curry ketchup, which is really good. And as I got older, I was like, I could do something with that. So I decided to make my own. So diced tomatoes, curry, salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of ginger, stuff like that.
So this curry, what you're saying is not your typical like Indian curry that you would normally see, not like your typical like butter chicken curry or something like that. This is based off of something else, right?
Yeah. In Germany, they sell bottles about this big. It kind of looks like a thermos, and it's called curry ketchup. And that's where I got the inspiration from. So I added some diced tomatoes in there, which is really, really good. Now, the beautiful thing though about this recipe is if you are vegetarian or vegan, like I said, there's no cream in there, there's no animal byproducts in there, because you can take your vegetables and replace chicken with the vegetables. It'll still work out beautifully, completely up to you. If you don't want to use rice, you can use cauliflower rice, or you can use spaghetti squash, anything like that. The main basic is the sauce. So now we're going to start cooking. So you want to turn on your pan. Actually, I'm going to move it this way. I'm going to move this off. There we go. So I'm putting this at about 7. And my stove, you have to be really careful depending on how hot or not hot your stove gets.
So 7 or like a high-low?
High-medium.
High-medium? Okay.
High-medium would work best. So we're going to do this for a little bit. Let this heat up. As you can see, I'm not adding any oils or anything like that. I don't need to. If you want this... oh, chilies. We use chili peppers this time. Okay? If you don't like heat, don't add the chili peppers. Okay? And the chili peppers is like a level teaspoon at that. So this is probably going to be like a more on the medium side curry. But you can ask Eddie, guys. This smells freaking amazing. It does. It smells good.
No, it does. It does really smell good.
It smells really good.
Now, what would you recommend then if they wanted to say put more spice in it and have something like a little different than say like chili peppers or something? What would you suggest?
I wouldn't say Tabasco or something like that. Too much vinegar.
Okay.
I would go with like honestly like any kind of spicy chili pepper, whether it's like ghost peppers, and that's if you don't want your ass to like you the next morning, because those are hot as heck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just it depends on how much heat you can take, right? Mm-hmm. And the thing is, when you're doing stuff like a curry, for example, you don't want to compromise flavor for heat. Okay? If you can feel the heat but you can't taste the flavor, that was not done right. And that's just my personal opinion, but it was not done right. Okay. You don't want to compromise flavor for heat. So, sriracha sauce would be great.
Right.
In that, it's got lots and lots of flavor. Still has the heat, and you can add as little or as much as you want. It will still complement the curry. Believe me, I know. I've done this. It's great. I just don't have any right now. So yeah, we used, like I said, 1.5 teaspoons of the dried chili.
Okay.
And the longer you let it marinate, it's like when you're making like chili or pasta sauce or something like that, right? The longer you let it sit, the more the flavors are going to marinate, right? They're going to soak in.
Now for the vegetables, you're just basically
we're just going to flash boil them.
Flash boil them, just some butter, salt, that's it?
Yeah.
Now if you want to, like, is steaming them okay? Or like
absolutely.
Yeah? Okay.
Absolutely. The reason why I say flash boiling them, because like I know a lot of people that will go and they'll boil their vegetables and whatnot, and then like the broccoli turns almost yellow and it gets really wilty and stuff like that, and the water turns really, really green. You do not want that.
Okay. Okay?
You don't want that, because that means all the nutrients from the vegetables that you're making, if you decide to boil them, it has left them.
It's all in the water.
Yeah, it's all in the water. It's not good because most people just dump it out. So steaming them, highly, highly, highly recommend doing that. If they're vibrant, they're still crisp. Toss in like a little bit of butter or olive oil or whatever kind of oil that you would like. That works out very, very well. But if you flash boil them, almost like steaming them, because they still retain all of their color, they still retain their crispness and stuff like that. So it's good.
Okay.
Now, the only reason today that we are using the frozen vegetables is because, like I said, this is the easy man's or easy person's dinner.
Right.
This is the easy way to do it. To use fresh vegetables and stuff, highly recommended. Really expensive. We're not going to do that. Not today, anyway. We will do that at another time.
Okay.
So we're just going to do this. There we go. Throw this into the pot. Got a new live comments in? No? Also, when you're using stuff like this, I love Green Giant. They're amazing. I'm trying this one out. Herb and garlic chicken. That'll be alive for another day. So I'm just going to put that over here so I can add that to my recipe collection and play with it. And yes, I'm making up both packages because I absolutely love vegetables. And I get to eat some of this too. So, it's good. Okay. Give me a second. So, you're going to take about a cup of water. Pour it over top. Just like that. I'm going to take coarse salt. Most chefs like coarse salt. I'm not saying I'm a chef, I'm a cook, but most chefs like the coarse salt because you can see it when you put it on as of like, there we go. Okay. And, okay, so the refined salt is actually loaded with chemicals. This stuff, not so much. So it's really good. It's not overpowering, which is nice. And you can see it. So some of the times, some chefs, when they're making up steaks and stuff like that, you gotta have them room temperature, as I said earlier. And then you go and you just lightly coat your steaks, for example, in butter or olive oil or whatever kind of oil that you want, and then you sprinkle the coarse salt over it, which means that you're not going to be, you can see how much you're putting on, so you're not going to be putting on too much, right? And then crack black pepper, and you let it sit for about 20 minutes. Okay, so
is that pan ready to go?
Let's check.
Okay.
Here's a trick. Pan is ready to go.
Okay.
So we're just going to dump this in here.
Okay. There you go.
Come on. Spit it out. There we go.
Okay, so
Alright, so we're just going to let that
now how long are you gonna let this simmer for roughly?
probably about half an hour.
Okay.
Okay? And then once this is done, yeah, we'll explain that in a minute. What? Okay, so we're gonna let that sit for a little while. It's got to simmer, obviously, because it's chicken. Now, you can either do this in the pan. This is like one of my absolute most favorite pans. I love this one. You can do stir fry, sauces, chili, soup, stews. You can do all sorts of stuff in this thing. I love it. It's a stovetop wok. Where's the handle? It's awesome. So the last time I did this up, I did this up here for about 15 minutes, and then I stuck it in the oven at 425 in a deep dish, baking dish, and I cooked it in there for 20 minutes, and just so good. It was so good.
Right.
So we're gonna do this.
All right. So how about we'll come back. We'll come back in about half an hour and kind of start showing off the final products or everything.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Sounds good. Okay. See you guys in half an hour.